Was president, he went to the academy, and they had something set up where they were going to chest bump. They're going to chest bump each other.
Him and another airman.
Well, the president and another airman. And they worked it out. It was good to go. Secret Service men weren't going to blow them away. You know what I mean? They had everything in order, and they chest bumped. Well, they were going to try to do something with Trump, and the Secret Service said, "Nah."
My luck, everything's been arranged with the president, and I'm ready to do the little fist bump. And as I go to reach him with the fist, they didn't tackle it, brother. You know, beat you up and stuff like that. Man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Man, that's good though. That's good. I'm glad he's graduating and stuff like that. That's really good, man. Man, it's been crazy right here with the weather. I mean, it's been nuts. We've been having a lot of rain for y'all that are listening. I know we got a lot of people out of California listening. Y'all have y'all's wildfires. We have our tornadoes.
Like we always try to tell you, man, we ain't scholars. We ain't come out of Harvard, obviously.
This ain't Hannity and Friends.
Yeah, this ain't Hannity and Friends. We are just two brothers that just got tired of listening to some of the crap that's around here.
Of the bullshit.
And we got our opinion. We got our opinion about a lot of stuff that we're not scared to voice.
Absolutely.
You know, my friends in California all the time be talking about, man, ain't you scared that somebody gonna jack you up? I go, ain't no nigga gonna jack me up. I ain't worried about all that. You know what I mean? You know, I get all my talk about Medgar Evers, and I be talking about you know all the civil rights people that have failed before us. But you know what?
Yeah, really.
As we get closer, and you know, I don't know who I'm gonna vote for. I don't have a clue who I'm gonna vote for right now. I know one person I ain't voting for. Today, which is the 29th of May today.
Yeah.
And you know, the Isaiah Lewis, who was the team fatally shot by the police in April, his family held a press conference today with their attorney to announce that they're going to file a federal civil rights lawsuit. And so they held the press conference, and Eric Russell, an attorney from the Tree of Life Justice League of Illinois, hit the platform, and he hit the platform running.
Wow.
I mean, he said Isaiah Lewis was murdered by a racist killer, Edmond, Oklahoma cop.
Damn.
Now, he was just straight. That's a strong opening statement. And I don't know where you go from there, but that is a strong opening statement. And the news conference was also held by an attorney named Andrew Stroth, a civil rights lawyer from Chicago. So all these people from Chicago, they're coming here to Oklahoma.
Man, I bet Edmond, Oklahoma never seen that many black people in their lives.
Right.
You got people coming in from Chicago and all over the place. They probably like, and you know, the Black Lives Matter was up there and doing their thing. Edmond people probably like, oh my gosh, just why do we? Let's get these people out of here.
He had a mental breakdown. And his mother initially said a couple of days afterwards that he didn't have any mental health problems.
Sure.
Well, the lawsuit claims, now this is media, and we're going to get on the media later today. The lawsuit claims that he had a mental health breakdown, and the officers elevated his anxiety. So they call, and we kind of see that in a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When his girlfriend, when his white girlfriend called the cops, because you know how white people are, they call the cops and they got no issues with calling the cops.
Call the cops.
Right, and that's what he probably said. Now, what we're arguing about didn't call no cop, because he gonna see me with you, or they gonna see me with you, and I ain't gonna win this battle. So he panicked. And so one person says, well, yeah, you might have had a mental breakdown. Somebody in the crowd said you might have a mental breakdown because of the drug-induced stress. Well, then the mother got up on the platform and said, no, there's been no toxicology report.
I was listening to Dave Chappelle, and he was talking about, I don't call the cops anymore. He said, because he said, I live in a nice home. And I call the cops, they come in the door and they be like, he said, Dave Chappelle said, they'll come in the door and be like, hold on, this nigger put up pictures of his family up here. We gotta stop him, you know? It's like, oh, hold on, I live here. I was there. Oh no, pow. Just sprinkle some crack on him, Johnson. You know, it's just, you know, it's like, I think there's a lot more to the story, obviously. And like I told you earlier today when we were talking on the phone, I think there's, you know, I'm glad that the family's seeking this. I mean, good luck with the Trump government system, but nonetheless, they're seeking help and they're getting outside people coming in to help them, and that's great. But I feel like, them Edmond officers, the police department, we don't know what's going on. It's still under investigation. But I think they know they messed up. I came across a couple of things I just want to talk about, and we'll just share with you all. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but in 2011 alone, there were less African Americans in the medical profession than in 1978.
Wow.
This organization was started by Dr. Dell, and I hope I don't butcher his name, but forgive me, brother, Okorodudu. And he's on a mission to educate young black men, to get them interested in the medical profession, to get them in as doctors and nurses and so forth. And they did this thing called the Youth Summit, which took place February 16th in Dallas, Texas, at the at UT Southwestern Medical Center. And this was established in 2013. And the aim is to increase this organization. The aim is to increase the number of black men pursuing careers in the medical industry. The cop who killed 15-year-old Jordan Edwards was sentenced to 15 years. Texas jury sentenced the former police officer in the shooting death of an unarmed African-American teen in Dallas, in the Dallas suburb. Roy Oliver is his name. Roy Oliver. He fired into a car full of teens on April 29th of last year, saying he believed it was moving aggressively toward his partner.
Right.
And so he just started firing into the car.
Wow.
And killed this young 15-year-old kid. So, we had my dad on last week, and we got perspective from a police officer, an African-American police officer, and he's a federal cop on the East Coast. We got some perspective on what cops are dealing with and how to approach. My dad said some pretty good, gave some interesting information about how he trains his officers, because he's a sergeant, and when you're dealing with the public.
Well, I don't know, man. I got all kind of folks calling me and saying what's up with Magic,
Right.
and you heard about his issues, and he quit. He quit being the president
of
the Lakers. You know what I mean? And he went on First Take and went on ESPN, and he just blamed one guy. Okay. And the guy's name is Rob Pelinka, and when he was talking to Stephen A. When Magic was talking to Stephen A., he kept going Rob, and so Stephen A. go, is it Rob Pelinka? And he's going, yeah, Rob Pelinka. He said, is there anyone else that was trying to, because he said he's being stabbed in the back.
That was his business partner.
It was his business partner. Well, it wasn't his business partner. This is what it is for those that are not aware of it. Magic Johnson was over the Lakers, and when he took the job, the owner, Jeannie Buss, put him with this guy who became really the general manager. And the general manager and the president's job were kind of interchangeable. But Magic was the top dog. He was over. But on the day-to-day work, Rob Pelinka did all the day-to-day work. Okay. But while Magic is away, because he's got a lot of things going,
businessman.
Rob was stabbing him in the back, saying that he's never there, calling him lazy.
Oh, he called him lazy?
Called him lazy. This man is worth $500 million.
He's lazy.
And he calling him lazy.
Yeah.
Said there was a report that just came out recently saying that Magic Johnson intimidates co-workers, that he fired a third of the staff, that the Lakers are lousy. They are loser. I'm a die-hard Laker fan.
You know you are.
And they are awful. Right. Magic came in there with his business prowess. Right now. I go, some of our civil liberties are being taken away. I was reading about how your phone, the apps that you have on your phone are transmitting other places while you're asleep. Even if you have it in a sleep mode, it's working overtime with all your information to get it out to places that want to use all this information about you. I'm talking about we're asleep and you ain't even using it, is doing all that. And I just go, in America, what is more important? I'm asking you, what is more important to you? Your freedom or your safety? Because they use those two things, I think, personally, and what we're talking about tonight, they use those two things to take away certain things from us.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I'd say freedom. Freedom and safety go hand in hand, but I think for me, freedom, because I can protect myself the best I can.
All right.
This whole thing about, I'm not going to get into the weeds, but all I'm saying is, I got a couple of weapons in my home. I got a concealed carry. I don't use it because I don't ever carry on me. But I got that. We've talked about open carries coming to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And all this crap. But I can protect myself. I can protect my family. You know what I'm saying? But I need to be free to be able to do that. If I'm not free enough to protect my family, you see what I'm saying? If I'm depending on somebody else,
right.
I'd rather have the freedom.
Right.
So I'm for freedom, because within freedom you'll get safety anyways. Because then you can protect yourself within that freedom. But if you talk about making things safe, I'm going to lose more and more of my freedom.
Yeah, because to me there needs to be a balancing act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There has to be a balance when we're talking about our freedom or our safety, because it seems like more safety, less freedom.
Yeah.
More safety, less freedom.
The thing is the thing about Trump and fake news is it's only the news he doesn't want, the stuff that he does not favor him, that he says, that's said against him. That's the stuff they just want to hear. But like you said, it's built up this perception in Americans' minds, where I'm even watching liberal outlets. I'm watching a lot of, on the other side of the aisle, that they are afraid now to report certain things and are being extra careful and not even, and sort of censoring certain things because they don't want the backlash of being said as fake news. But here's the thing about Donald Trump and what's the perception of fake news. Anything that doesn't agree with him is fake news anyways. If it's not favorable to him, if it's not in some kind of way honoring him or what he said or done or put in motion, is fake news. And I think if people, that's why it's great to have a podcast, because Fox ain't controlling us and CNN ain't controlling us. You and I got to go out and find the information ourselves. And we're not sitting in front of the TV looking at Fox or CNN. We gotta look at newspapers from here and there and from other cities and other counties. We gotta look online and
obscure places to find information, right?
To get the information that we need to present it to the people, because that's what you gotta do.
Yes.
And I think if people left or right will just be unafraid to report what it is, and if Donald Trump does something wrong or something, just call out for what it is.
Right.
We wouldn't just be in his boat. But guess what? He's got a bunch of yes men around him that won't hold him accountable and say, hey, you need to have a press corps. The press